What's up, guys? Welcome back to Almost Functional 40K. Back from ATC. If you haven't seen the video on how that went, go check it out. I didn't do quite as well as I would have liked. I think that was mostly on my rust more than the list. I think the list did pretty much what I expected of it. But with that being said, I'm going to be jumping off the Stormlamp bandwagon for a little bit and on to Champions of Russ. So that's what we're here to discuss today. I'm going to give my thoughts and stuff on Champions of Russ and build two lists that are very different that I think both could do well and look very fun to me to play. And then once I ever get one of them on the table and play it, we'll see what kind of tweaks and adjustments I feel I need to do to it. So first things, we're just going to go over the Champions of Russ detachment. I'm sure most of you, if you're Space Wolves players, know what this is already, but for those of you who don't, we'll just give it a little bit of love right here real quick. All right, so Champions of Russ is the Space Wolf specific detachment. You can only include Space Wolf units. This does not mean you can't take stuff from the Space Marine book. You can take stuff from the Space Marine book. Just you can't take anything that would be Blood Angel, Dark Angel, Templar, anything like that specific, like they're named characters or anything like that. But you do have access to almost everything in the Marine book other than tactical squads, assault squad with jump packs, Devastator squad, command squad, apothecary. Now, most of these we have a replacement option for. Tactical squads, we have Grey Hunters, assault squads, Blood Claws, Skull Squad with jump packs, Sky Claws, Devastators, Long Fangs, command squad, and apothecary are the two that we don't really have like an exact match for. Apothecary is something that it really sucks we can't use because our wolf priests are supposed to be a mix of chaplain and apothecary. So it would be nice to have a wolf priest that had like half the rules of one and half the rules of the other, so we got a little bit of both. But right now they're basically just chaplains. That's all they function as. We don't even have a wolf priest option. We just get to take chaplains. So hopefully whenever wolves get a book, that will be addressed and they'll add some of that flavor back to the list. But and then the faction rules are at the start of the first battle round, there's 4 sagas. And basically you can achieve things with your characters to gain special rules. And at the beginning of the game, you can select one of 3. So Saga Majesty you can't choose, but you can choose from Warriorborn, Bear, or Beast Slayer. Saga of the Warriorborn is completed if one of your characters kills an enemy character, and that gives your army sustained hits 1. Saga of the Bear happens if one of your characters is reduced to below half of their starting number of wounds that turn, and they survive the turn. Then the whole army gets a 6-up Feel No Pain. Saga of the Beast Slayer is one of your characters kills a monster or vehicle, and then the army gains lethal hits. And then Saga Majesty is if one of your characters controls the objective marker in your opponent's deployment zone, then your whole army gains +1 OC. Now you can't choose the +1 OC to start, but you can choose lethal hit, 6-up Feel No Pain, or sustained hits 1. In my personal opinion, sustained hits 1 is the just most generically best one in most matchups. There will be times where you want the lethal hit, say you're fighting all big knights or something like that, or the 6-up Feel No Pain if you feel someone has a real good alpha strike on you. So there's situations where you take the other ones, but I think sustained hits will be the one that's taken most often. But the fact that we have the ability to, at the start of each game, switch up which one we want and tech into our matchup is some nice versatility. And then we can still attempt to achieve the other ones as the game goes. And it might not even choose which one you think is best. If your opponent has like no monster and vehicle, but a bunch of characters, maybe you start with Beast Slayer knowing you have a better chance of achieving this. Or if they have lots of monster vehicles, then you choose one of the. So it's just basically you get to choose each round, and that is a really, really nice option to have. And so then we'll slow down into the stratagems. We got Armor Contempt. Pretty much almost every Marine unit detachment has this -1 AP to incoming attacks on your unit. Awesome. Very useful. We got Go for the Throat. When it deaths the starter's unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase, Till the end of the phase, improve the AP of those weapons by 1. And if Beast Slayer's been activated, you also gain Lance. And these second parts of these stratagems are unlocked when you achieve sagas. So depending on what strat you think you might need in a specific game, will also determine which one you activate early. If you're playing knights, having lethal hits and +1 to wound is going to be really, really useful. Then your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase, just have your enemy unit select its targets. One unit from your army that was selected as a target of one or more of those attacks. Till the end of the phase, you have a 5-up Feel No Pain against Mortals and Psychic. And if the saga's been activated, you get a 4-up Feel No Pain against Mortals and Psychics. So say you're fighting in 1,000 Suns or something like that. Grey Knights, who all their combat counts as Psychic. Maybe you activate Bear and pop this just to really, really up your survivability. Then we got Death Howl. One Adeptus Stars unit from your army that was destroyed one or more enemy units this phase. Till the end of the phase. So this basically gives you a 6-inch consolidate. And then at the end of the consolidate, if you've activated Majesty, you cause enemies around you to take battle shock. The second part of this isn't that great. You don't necessarily need it. But the first part of this is really, really nice, especially if you're running Murder Fang. Warrior Pride. Your command phase, 1 Adeptus Astartes character model from your army. Select one saga that's not yet been completed by your army. Till the end of turn, models in your character's unit have the benefit of the selected saga that has not been completed yet. So this lets the models in the unit benefit from, say you pick Beast Slayer, they would gain lethal hits for the turn. Or is it for the turn or the phase? Yeah, till the end of the turn. But it just says they don't count as having completed the saga. They just gain those benefits. So I don't believe you can use this other strat that is triggered by that saga on them for the second half of it. I believe the strats still only unlock the second half if the army has actually completed it. The way I read that, if somebody thinks differently or has an FAQ or something where they say differently, let me know, because that would be awesome for us. But I do believe that's the way that works. Then Relentless Assault, 1 Adeptus Astartes unit from your army that makes a fallback or advance move. Until the end of the turn, they were able to shoot. And if Saga of the Bears or Saga of the Warriorborn's been completed, they're also able to charge. So I think this is generically the best one in most situations, and it goes in with the Sustained Hits 1. So those two together, I believe, will be why you pick Warriorborn as your active saga at the start of most games. But like I said earlier, there will be situational choices where you don't, but I believe most of the time that will be the best choice. And then we've actually got some decent enhancements. The Wolf-Tail Talismans, each time an attack is allocated to the bear, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. That's really nice. We run in Thunderwolf Lord, some sort of nice combat character. Pelt of the Beowulf. At the start of the fight phase, each enemy unit with engagement range of the bear must take a battle shock test. This won't always come in useful, but I believe this is the cheapest one. I believe it's only 10 points. You charge into a couple of enemy units on an objective, pop this, get lucky, control the objective at the end of the turn, especially if you're going second, trying to score points end game. So there's niche situations where you could try to pull those off, and it pulls off. It can be big, but I find most of the time it won't be that big of a situation, especially since if, stopping them from doing strats, because most lists are going to have Bjorn in them. So they're spending more for strats most of the time anyway. So I don't necessarily think you need Pelt of the Beowulf. Black Death, Death Starters model only. Bear's melee weapons have anti-monster 4+ and anti-vehicle 4+. That's just super solid. On a Wolf Lord, it also attaches to his dog's attacks. You can put it on if you're not running a Thunderwolf Lord, you can put it on a regular captain, stuff like that. It's still just nice to get those, give them like a Thunder Hammer, just anything that causes devastating, stuff like that, just to get the extra stuff through saves. And then Frost Weapon, the bear's melee weapons have precision, and they also get +1 strength and AP. This is really nice, just sniping out enemy characters. I believe this is 15 points. For 15 points, I think it's really worth it most of the time. And that's it for the detachment. This is a really solid detachment, really versatile. And if you're able to get all the sagas off, especially early in the game, this is really, really big. And the fact that they changed it so that sagas can be activated per turn instead of battle round really, really helps us. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and pull up Battle Scribe and build some lists. All right, there we go. That should work. All right, so we're going to go in here. This would do it. No, don't. Yes, all right. So new roster. We'll COR1, Champions of Russ 1, 2,000 points. Add force. Space Wolves, yes. All right. Now it's loading the roster. All right, so detachment. We're going to go Champions of Russ. Battle size 2,000, just to get rid of all these. There. All right, so the first list I'm going to build is a Dreadnought heavy build. I've really liked Redemptors, had some good luck with them at the beginning of 10th. This is a list that I think could give some people lots of problems. I don't know if it's necessarily the top tier build, but it seems like it would be fun. So if we're taking Dreadnoughts, we're going to throw in Bjorn first. Let's go ahead and make him the Warlord. You run in with any option you want. I don't have a Hellfrost cannon. I need to get one because I have an old Bjorn, but I will give him the Multi-Melta. We will take Murderfang just because he's silly right now. And if we're running a Dreadnought build, I don't see why you don't bring Murderfang. All right, so then we'll scroll down here to look at some of the other Dreadnought options. Infantry mounted vehicle. Here we go. All right, so we're going to go Redemptor Dreadnought. So I'm going to, I like running with the Stormbolter, the Gatling Cannon, and the Icarus Pod. Macroplasma. We're going to duplicate. I'm actually going to put 3 of these in the list. One of them we will keep with the Heavy Onslaught Gatling Cannon. 2 of them will run with the Plasma Incinerator. Another really good Dreadnought option for Wolves, just give us a little fire support, is the Ballistus. So that puts us at 1120. So we need to add a couple things to support infiltrators to hold our back line. I always pretty much take those one in every Marine list. And I found out, thanks for people commenting on the channel, that you can actually take both both upgrades on the unit. Just one has to go on 2 different models. So that puts us at 1220. So we still got 780 points. So that is a lot of room. So I want to keep on the vehicle and hard to kill train. So we're going to take one of the best Space Marine vehicles, I believe, a Vindicator. Give him all his free options. And then we will take some Gladiator Lancers. 2 of those just because I own 2. We'll duplicate the Lancer. And now we've got a really, really heavy vehicle list. All right, so now we're going to add an Iron Priest. Characters. All right, so Iron Priest. I don't think we need to give him any upgrades here, but he can just heal the dreads and stuff. And then I think we'll also give a Tech Marine. All right, and actually, let's make Bjorn not the Warlord because we're going to move him out. We're not going to make this Iron Priest a Warlord because we're going to be hiding him. All right, now these 2 little guys, they can not only heal your vehicles and give them +1 to hit, they can also do a lot of your little actions and stuff that you would normally need other little units for. So that leaves us 170 points. So this isn't this part didn't have 100% thought on what to do with 170 points. Let's see. Oh, this is funny. We got Bjorn, so we can throw in a Calidus. Where is she? All right. And then that leaves us 70 points. I like the Calidus and Bjorn double up. She's also good, like the Iron Priest and Tech Marines, just doing little actions and stuff for you with her up-down. But she can also, if you're having a go turn where you're charging in or something, you can deep strike her within 12 inches of all the stuff you're going into. Bjorn on one side, her on another, and just really wreak havoc on their secondaries. And I think that could be absolutely hilarious. So now 70 points left. There's lots of options here. You can take like a ATV. Don't think we have any battle line 70. I think our cheapest battle line is 75 with the assault intercessors. Infantry battle line, yep. 75 is our cheapest, so we can't throw in them. But for 70 points, a little tech piece I haven't been running, but a lot of lists run and I really like is the Lieutenant with Combi Weapon. He's got blown up and stuff, so you've got the infiltrators to hold your back and do any little secondaries you need back there, and then you have 4 little single characters. The Calidus and the Lieutenant, that's really their main option, is to do actions and stuff for you. And with the Dreadnought, the Vindicator, the the Lancer, if you ever need any of them to, they can also do actions. And the Redemptors, Vindicator, Ballistus, Lancers, Bjorn, you got a decent amount of shooting coming out of that. And then Bjorn and the Redemptors are really, really good in combat still. So you're not... People look at this list and think it's shooting. But if you get charged by Bjorn and some Redemptors, it hurts really, really bad. So I really like this list. Just with all the vehicles, some armies are going to have a lot of trouble with it. So this is something I could think could be really fun. The next list is going to be a lot more infantry based, but this is something I really, really liked and thought could be fun. Go to save, yes. COR1. All right, and so then we'll start a new roster. We'll call this COR2. Same thing, 2,000 points. All right, and so let's take a look at this. All right, so battle size 2,000, detachment, Champions of Russ. All right, so we're gonna add Bjorn. I think Bjorn goes in most Champions of Russ lists right now. So we'll just add Bjorn. Same reasons he's in the other list. He's hard to kill. He messes with people's CP. He's good at helping guard your backline or helping push. He's good at pretty much anything you need him to do. We'll also add in Ragnar, just because I love Ragnar. Then we're going to add a captain with jump pack. I'm going to give him Thunderhammer Relic Shield, and I'm also going to give him the Black Death. I'm not planning on running Thunderwolves in this list, which is why I'm giving it to him. If I was running Thunderwolf character, I would give it to the Thunderwolf character. But I just played Stormlance with 18 Thunderwolves and 15 Thunderwolf characters. So I'm going to leave them at home for this. Just take a break from Thunderwolves. They are still good in Champions of Russ, so if you want to throw them in, do. They still have a good role. I'm just a little burnt on Thunderwolves. So my first 2 lists are not going to include them. That is not a knock on Thunderwolves. That's just me wanting to play with some of my other stuff. So then we will also add a chaplain with jump pack. I just think their +1 to wound, I believe it is just really, really nice. I'm going to give him frost weapon to give him precision. And for a weapon, we'll go ahead and give him a combi weapon. I'm not going to give him the power fist. I think he's just fine with his Crozius. Then we're going to add a Judicar, just because fights first is so good right now. If you see my stream game against the World Eaters on War Games Live, ATC Round 1, where he had 3 MOEs given his Berserkers fight first, it's just a pain to deal with. So I just would really, really like to have that access to that myself. All right, so now these characters are going to need some units to run with them. So Assault Intercessors with jump packs are going to run with the captain and the chaplain. Where's the sergeant? All right, so we're going to give their sergeants power fists. We'll duplicate it. Up here, duplicate here. This one unit, I'm going to actually run a 10-man. And I believe I'll run the chaplain with them, just because. Where is he? Oh, now you don't want to show the rules thing? There we go. So, where's his rule? While he's leading unit, each time my unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. So +1 to wound, I find just putting that on a bigger unit is really, really nice. The second unit with the captain is really just more, for the most part, just extra wounds to get him where he needs to get to deliver Black Death. But this unit's really, the 10-man with the chaplain, I find will just actually probably be do more damage. Ragnar and the Judikar are both going to run with 6 Blade Guard. I love Blade Guard, especially Champions of Russ. So that puts us at 1140. Now I don't want them running on foot, so we'll go down here to transports. I'm going to give each of them an impulsor. I will give it the shield dome, and we will duplicate that. So now you got your intercessors in there. You can deep strike with your assault intercessors if you want. So that leaves us 700 points. So with that, I want to go up here and take an Inceptor squad. Where are they? One Inceptor squad, and then I will take an Eliminator squad. This is because I really want to be able to take out characters like MOEs and stuff, just because taking away people's fights first, like Death Guard and Khorne, World Eaters, just really, really changes the game if you get rid of those things. So I'm also going to run a Calidus in this list. Until I find otherwise, I just think that the Calidus with the Bjorn doubling up on strats is just stupid good and could really, really wreck a lot of people's plans. And for the same reasons we took the Eliminators, I'm going to throw in a Vindicare. So I just double whacking on people's characters. And so that leaves us 305 points. So with that, I will go back up here to the Inceptors. Oh, let's fix this unit. Inceptor squad, they're going to have plasmas. We'll duplicate this, and we'll actually make one of them a 6-man. The 3-man is really a precision, drop in, score an objective, maybe kill a little unit. But a 6-man, 3-inch dropping in with plasma exterminators can really, really light something up. And that leaves us 45 points. So let's see. I've given Frost Weapon to him. I gave the Black Death to him. All right, so what do I want to do with 45 points? We could take Conversion Wolves, so then that leaves us 15 points. All right. This is where it gets tricky, finding these last couple points. So we take Conversion Wolves, we're leaving 15 points on the table. I can't add anything to the Judikar. No, Frost Weapon's 15. Pelt of the Bill. I could make him -1. Oh, this makes everyone. So I give that to the Judikar. Now they do that Battle Shock thing. It's not amazing, but I think I was going to lose those. Whenever I learned to put those 10 points anyway. And then we'll take a squad of Fenrisian Wolves. Nice little screening unit. If you ever do pop Saga Majesty, they will have one OC. All right. Beast, there they are. All right, so that's 1995. I hate leaving 5 points out there. It just really annoys me. I know a lot of people do it. And then Warlord, I would say might as well make it Ragnar, all your characters, or maybe we make it Bjorn. Bjorn is going to be the most likely to stay back a little bit. All these other characters are kind of going out. Bjorn is going to be like following up. So he'll have the best chance to possibly stay alive, I believe. But I really like this. You got 3 good big combat squads with the Blade Guard and with Radgar and the Judikar and the Impulsors. You got the Captain with Jump Pack with a little 5-man, so he's a little death things. And then you got the 10-man Jump Intercessor squad with the Chaplain for the +1 to wound. So you don't need to waste the lance on them. They have it built in. And then for scoring stuff, you got the 1 3-mana Scepter Squad. The Impulsors can do scoring. The Callous and Vindicare can do scoring. The Eliminators can do scoring. The little 5-man, like some of these other units can score the turn before you send them in. So I just really like this. I don't, until I put it on the table, I can't promise this is elite top tier competitive, but this feels like Space Wolves to me. This feels like fun. I think this is something I will enjoy playing. Just the Impulsors with the Blade Guard, the Jump Packs, Bjorn. Just, I think this will be fun. Like, and honestly, that's the main reason I play the game, to have fun. I try to be competitive. I try to win, but if I don't enjoy playing a list, then I'd rather play something that's not quite as good that I enjoy playing. But that's just me. But I really, really like this list. I think it could be a lot of fun, and this is most likely the list I will put on the table first. I'll probably run the Champions of Russ 2, this Infantry version, before I run the other version, because I've run the 3 Redemptor with Bjorn type list earlier in 10th, and it did well, and I liked it. It'll still be a fun list, but this isn't like anything I've run in a long time, and I think this could be a lot of fun. But with that being said, there are so many options for what we can do with Champions of Russ. You can take a Land Raider with Blood Claws in it, throw Yolric in there. That may be something I'd play around with in a further down. You could take some Grey Hunters, give them some Plasma, stick them in Razorbacks, take some Long Fangs in Razorbacks. The versatility of Champions of Russ, of picking what benefits you want, really just allows itself to build into so many different play styles that you're not funneled into one. Like for the last couple months, I feel if you wanted to do well with Wolves, you had to run Thunderwolves and Stormlands. Now with Champions of Russ, I think we're going to see a wide variety of Space Wolf builds. So don't take what I just built as me saying that's the best, that's what you have to tank. That's me just building lists I think I'll enjoy and that can do well. And so if you have any lists you are enjoying, you think will do well, or you got some test games with and it's done well with Champions of Russ, share them in the comments. Let us know. Let's all figure this out together as Space Wolf community. And that's it. So for Russ and the Allfather, and I will catch you guys next time. All right, so looking at that list, I came back to fix it real quick. The last list, the all infantry list, I realized I did not put infiltrators in the list. So let's go right back to it real quick, and I will fix it. So we're going to, so here you see I added the infiltrators in, so now we're 95 points over. We'll give them both the options. So the best way to get that is to drop the 1 Eliminator squad and the Pelt of the Beowulf. That'll put us right at 2,000. We still have the Vindicare if we're trying to take out some of those characters. But yeah, I think the Infiltrator squad is much more useful in all matchups than the Eliminators, who are only going to be useful in a couple. So that's really the best way I find to fix that. So I just wanted to come back real quick and fix that. So any people saw me running it with the infiltrators, or if people are saying, I thought you always took infiltrators. I do. I just forgot to put them in. So with that, I will see you guys next time.